Alright, so new color marker, and I'll just go over what's new in version 2. So standard, just when you download from Gumroad, extract here, standard procedure, and you get some folder with some files in it. So this is shelf icon, just copy paste this one into desktop documents and your preferences and icons folder, and some help also to check this out if you don't understand how certain features work. So okay, let's cover just quickly how to install it. General editors, script editors, to Melt tab here. So go into the folder, just drag this file onto Melt tab here, and select all, Control A, and middle mouse, drag it onto the shelf, open. This we don't need, the random stuff. Open the shelf icon, paste it into the Documents Maya to System Press icons, color marker, open, save shelves. And that's basically how you install color marker. So, and once you click, here it is. So now immediately, what's new in color marker version 2? You can see you can now set color for the outliner or viewport. Now what does this mean? I have some random objects here just to show you. Let's go. So if set color is if you check outliner, then all this below, the slider presets and the buttons and everything works exactly the same then as color marker version 1. So if you select something, press the button, and of course it's set. So that's how the version 1 also works. So that's cool. Now what's new? Then now you can set the viewport, and this means that you can set the color. Then now all this, so when this only viewport checkbox is checked, then all this below, the slider presets and everything works for the viewport color. Now how this works is the same. So select some objects and then choose the orange, and then we'll set the wireframe, only the wireframe in the viewport, but not in the outliner. If you notice, you have even the blue one here. And so everything works the same, exactly the same. So preset, and you can select first one and then everything else, and copy. It will copy the color, blue one, and then select the same, select. Also I call it viewport because you can now set the color for the locators, the curves. This is a lattice deformer, and I think also works on joints and end particles, emitters, and stuff like that. So now you can select just let's say this one. Everything should work properly. Just some random colors. Let's choose something like this and apply. So yep. Now reset. Let's reset everything now. Reset. Now what's also interesting, now you can set the at the same time outliner and the viewport if you check both at the same time. This means that again everything works the same principle here. So you select some objects here in the viewport, and then choose some preset, and as you can see in outliner and the viewport for the wireframes, on the boxes. Oops. They say they have exactly the same color set. Look. So that's pretty straightforward, I think, and pretty much useful, super useful actually. And also copy. So everything is exactly the same here. Now one last thing about this, then under the copy, if you right click, mouse click, you have the get color from Outliner or Viewport. Now why is that here? Now for example, because you have set color Outliner and Viewport. For example, let's set this to red, but then choose the Viewport and choose. So now we have these two boxes, which in the viewport are green, but in the outliner are red. And if, for example, you have some color here, and you want to set this green color from the viewport in the outliner too. So how this works is that if you select this one cube, right click and choose get color from the viewport, and it will set the color that is set for the wireframe into this slider. Now you can choose switch to outliner and press apply, and now you have the same colors here. Again, you can also, if you select this one and which has red in the outliner, copy, right click and choose get color from outliner, set this one, and then I can switch this to viewport, and now I have this in outliner red, and here is also red. So this is also useful because sometimes you know, instead of searching which exactly the color is here, or perhaps you don't see it here, or you know, it's way easier like this. And this is basically how this thing works. So now let me just reset everything. Reset. Now here are also some settings: color management and help. Now help, just links. You have my Facebook page, portfolio, Gumroad scripts, and direct links to the tutorials. So that's it will open your browser and go to those links. In settings, you have now color management to manage outliner. So what does this mean and what it does? Now first I have to say that this color management does not have anything to do with your settings preferences with this main color management. So I have here default color management enabled, and this setting does not alter or change anything with those settings if you have something custom set up. It does what it does. It just internally inside the script does some math formula that converts sRGB to linear and so on. So that's a little bit technical, but let me show you and it will be much easier to understand. Now if I disable, and this is basically how color marker version 1 worked. If you, for example, have a color, let me just choose, so it's disabled. If I choose some of the preset, you might have noticed that the preset has darker here button, but the color in the slider, this swatch, is lighter. The same if you, for example, set the apply. Notice if you can see that the color here is color managed by default by the main color management in Maya, these preferences and in prefs. So this color is managed and the viewport is managed but the outliner is not. You have different colors, and it's creating mismatch between everything: color marker, viewport, and outliner. And this is more obvious when you have, for example, a bit darker color. For example, let me choose a bluish, for example, like this, and apply color. You might notice that this color is very desaturated so it's correct color in the viewport, but the outliner you barely can see it. This is because you have color management. See, this is basically what outliner gets, and this is what get the swatch and the viewport. So what now if I enable manage outliner and I choose some, let's say these two, and apply again, notice how we have again the swatch is correct, the viewport is correct, and now also the outliner gets correct color. So now you have all three the same color. I hope I was clear enough. You can check the help file, and here is settings, and just read this part. Hope this will make a bit clear. And just to repeat again, so this settings does not alter or change anything to under, so preferences, color management, so does not change anything here. You just do some mathematical formula instead that converts sRGB to linear and back and forward to get the correct colors in the outliner, in the slider swatch, and in the viewport. And that's basically color marker version 2. I hope that was clear, but if you have some questions, feel free to email me. There is in a description of the description of the product, you will see in an email. If you have some questions, feel free to ask. Now one last thing: if you want to color marker to do work exactly like color marker version 1, you just disable and just check the outliner, and you can uncheck the manage outliner, and you basically have then color marker version 1. And if you check it, so you have color marker version 2. Okay, that was a little bit technical, and I hope you find it useful. Okay, cheers.